Hi, well, today I get to welcome Melissa Schaeffer, board
Hello.
president with Orphans of the Storm. And Melissa, this is an organization, I know it's been around for a while, but it's something kind of new that I learned about. So can you tell us a little bit about Orphans of the Storm?
Sure. So Orphans of the Storm has been around since 1970, so 55
Yeah.
years. And it started with a lady named Gladine Wiles. She went to a municipal office one time and walked in. There was a dog in the corner. She said, "Hey, what's that dog doing in the corner?" And they said, "We're looking for his owner." And she said, "What happens if the owner's not found?" And they said, "Well, we'll just shoot it." And she said, "That's
Not going to
not
happen.
going to happen on my watch." So that dog's owner was found. There was a good ending to that story, but she vowed that never again would that be a situation, where an animal would be going to, police office, a police department office, and if the owner's not found, then that was their solution. So,
Right.
yeah, so that was how it started. She had the shelter in her barn,
Okay.
and then they moved over to Route 85. And our building is, 55 years old. It's past its effective life. It's prone to flooding. And so the last flood was in July of 23. We had a little dog named Toot who was in the office. The office never flooded before, but it was a perfect storm with a creek backing up. There was a realignment of the highway. The water came across the highway, down into the pipes. Everything just came up through the whole building. And little Toot survived. But when they went into the office, his little head was above the water. He had just gotten over pneumonia. So they gave him mouth to mouth and saved. He was saved. But so that's what we're facing. We have these issues. We have an older building, so we are building a new shelter.
Okay.
And it's across the road on Route 85 up over the hill in the Armstrong development area. There are several nonprofits up there. And we have phase one completed, and it's the shell of the building and all of the dog runs, they're all in. We have to complete the inside. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
And the goal is then what? It will be completed in the spring of
Right.
2026.
Correct. Yeah.
And on average, every year, they save around 600 dogs and cats, right?
So we adopt
Place,
out. Yeah,
yes.
We place around 600 animals. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And you also offer many different types of programs that I think are unique and interesting and fun, like your Senior Buddies program.
Right.
So can you explain that to us?
Yep. So we have a Golden Buddies program.
Golden Buddies, yes.
And it's it's geared toward seniors who we have senior dogs at the shelter. It's just perfect that they match them up.
Okay.
And seniors, they don't want an active puppy running around, and these dogs are seasoned, and most of the time they're trained. They're trained and house trained and things. It's a perfect combination, and we do offer some if they qualify. Their fee is lowered to adopt these dogs. So,
and then of course in order to provide the various services, you need volunteers.
Right.
Could you give us an example or examples of some of the volunteer type work that volunteers do?
So we do have opportunities within the shelter. So we have, you can walk dogs, you can socialize cats, you can socialize puppies. We have washing dishes and things like that, or helping with the laundry. But we also we really need people to go out into the community and do some of the community events for us, like going to PetSmart with an animal, or helping us with an event. We just had a dog paw raid. It was called. It was a Halloween paw raid in Fort City Park in conjunction with Scatam Productions. It's a company that does a lot of fundraisers. So we did a paw raid, and we actually Habitat for Humanity had a group come in, a group of volunteers come in, and they needed to do some service, community service. So we had them help us, and then we had several people help with the bake sale and the basket raffle and things like that. And people do come together and help. But it really helped us to have that extra community group come in and help with the parade. It was really cute. It's on our Facebook if you want to scroll down through and see it. It's a really cute little parade.
Right. And Melissa, you also collaborate with other organizations in other counties. right?
Right. Yes.
So can you give us an example of one of those collaborations?
Okay, so are you talking about the fundraisers that we do?
Sure.
Yeah, so we did a fundraiser not too long ago. Yeah, it was. I guess it really wasn't a fundraiser. It was just we went to the event. It was the gentleman who does our jail program. We take an animal to the jail, and the inmates help to train the animal,
Okay.
and then they're ready for adoption. They're trained. So the gentleman that does the training is down from an area down towards Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And he invited us to come down just to give Orphans of the Storm some exposure. And, we helped out at the event. We had a little informational booth there and everything. But we do a lot of PetSmart events. We do, Sprankles has a camp out every year, and we go to their camp out, and we do like an online, Orphans of the Storm is, what we tell them what we do,
Sure,
basically.
sure.
But yeah, I mean, there are so many. I feel like I can't, in my mind, it'll come out when I leave.
Yeah, exactly. And then also, when dog owners or cat owners are in need of supplies, and sometimes, especially like times right now, you're a resource in that
Exactly,
way too.
right. So
and then dog and cat spade and neutering programs.
Right.
There's so many things that Orphans of the Storm offer. I really encourage you to check out their website, check out their social media, and think about volunteering and supporting the new building.
And could I just say one more thing?
Sure.
We do have a foster program. We have the volunteer program on our website. If you go into the website and click on the volunteer tab, both of those applications are on there. And if you fill them out on the adoption application as well, then we'll get back to you if you're interested in doing any of that.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you. Here at Armstrong, we love our pets. And thank you. Thanks for watching this episode of the Butler Buzz. If you want to see more, just click on the playlist button up here. To keep up to date with all of Armstrong Neighborhood Channel, click on the subscribe button down here. Hey, I suggest you do both. See you next time.